Hey guys, welcome to another dose of course creation goodness. My name is Hazel June, and today I am going to talk about the top three common pitfalls of online course creators. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So, again, I'm going to be talking about the top three common pitfalls of launching an online course. Okay, now here's the thing, creating and launching a course can be an overwhelming experience for many people. There's just way too many moving parts that go around creating the curriculum, building the online course platform, and launching the course to get students, right? And get paying students. Now, after working on different courses, I have discovered the top three common pitfalls that many first time course creators make. And just for full transparency, it is also the same mistakes that I have done, at least most of them. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Now, the first thing that I have observed is that a lot of people actually let tech get in the way. And as I can see it, it is the most common one. And it's something that, I always talk about, and you've probably heard me talk about this a lot of times, but it's just so common that it's worth repeating over and over again. Now, that letting tech get in the way, it is it actually what trips people up. If you have like the energy, the time, the money to invest in online tools and get everything set up for your online course, right? But not everybody have those. Not everybody has all the time in the world. Everybody got a job, they have clients to work on. Clients to work with, they have coaching calls they need to hop on, they have a family that they need to take care of. So there's just a lot of things that it's up somebody's time. And so if you don't have that, which most of us don't, choosing a platform can really be a time sucker, let alone figuring the shit out of how it works. So what I normally recommend is to launch lean. And launching lean means that you leverage what you have, because there's always a time to make all of these fancy well-designed online courses or online course platforms. It's not just the time to do it if it's your first time launching it. And I totally get that perfectionist tendencies, because I'm a recovering perfectionist. And that urge to make it really nice and pretty and all of those nice designs, right? I've been there, I've done that. It's just really not something you would want to focus on the first time you launch, okay? So let's move on to the second one. So again, the first common mistake is letting tech get in the way, especially if you don't have the time, money, and effort or energy to really invest in that. Now, the second mistake that I've seen is that using advanced marketing strategies, and I'm not sure if you guys have done this too. So the second one is using advanced marketing strategies for their first online course launch when they don't have the assets to actually make it work. Now, the perfect example for this is creating an evergreen webinar funnel. Now, to make an evergreen, a working, conversion-focused, webinar funnel, you would need to go through a lot of testing and tweaking on different areas of the funnel, right? Because there's just a lot of people are like, webinars are great to drive, course sales and stuff like that, right? And everybody was like, they want to do it. But then one thing that they sort of not really look into is there is also a lot of moving pieces in terms of making an evergreen webinar funnel work. And so creating that right off the bat may not be a really good idea, especially for your first course. And I think it all stems from this passive income thing going around on online courses, right? I'm pretty sure you've heard about that. Like, use your online course to generate passive income. And they want to get to that level right off the bat. And that doesn't work that way, right? They want to generate sales on autopilot right off the bat. For a signature course, you would need to really do some testing and tweaking on different areas before you can move to that level. So you want to test probably your webinar script, you want to test your sales copy, you want to test, the registration sequence, the post and pre-registration sequence, you want to test the launch, the sales sequence, you want to test the replay sequence, right? Because first of all, you want to make sure that your offer is compelling, right? Second of all, you want to drive registrations, and when they registered, you also want to drive attendance to your webinar. And during the webinar, you want to drive sales, right? Or applications, if that's how your funnel works, right? So if you notice, there's just a lot of points. There's just a lot of points in the customers or buyer's journey on that evergreen webinar funnel. And if you have not taken the time to test and tweak all of those important points, you would have to look at. It would be just, for me, it would be just a waste of money investing on those course platforms, because let's be honest, they're not cheap, right? And running ads or driving traffic, right? To that. So before you like use advanced marketing strategies like an evergreen campaign, build it using organic traffic first, which leads me to the next and the final common mistake. It's very related to the second one, and that is using paid traffic. So using paid traffic or paid ads to drive sales and leads to your course, and using paid ads right from the get-go. For me personally, it's not a smart move, because I'm a big fan of validating your offer first using organic marketing channels or strategies before you scale using paid ads and funnels and all of that stuff, right? There really is nothing wrong in terms of running paid ads, Facebook, YouTube, Google ads, whatever that may look like on your business. It's just that for me, why would you spend money driving eyeballs to an offer that you have not proven to convert yet, right? Because if you're gonna do that, if you know that your offer is not proven to sell yet, then there's you're testing. You're not just testing the efficacy of the ads, right? You're also testing the offer. So then you have like a couple of different things that you want to test for that for that particular ad campaign. And so it would be nice to like validate the offer first using organic channels. And once you know that your offer does convert, it sells because you've sold it, right? If that is the case, then the good thing when you run ads, then you can use lookalike audiences and customized audiences, right? Or custom audiences based on who expressed interest in your course and based on who purchased it. Now you have data points that you can use to make your ads more effective, if that makes sense. So basically, I'm just not a fan of driving traffic and paying money, driving eyeballs to an offer that is not proven to sell yet. Okay? So, that being said, just a quick recap. These are the top 3 common pitfalls that I've observed a lot of course creators, most aspiring course creators make when they launch their course. And that would be, again, letting tech get in the way or investing in tech way too soon, right? Focusing on tech way too soon instead of focusing on sales and getting their students results. Second is using advanced marketing strategies like webinars, video series, evergreen campaigns for the first launch when they don't have enough assets to actually make it work. And assets don't necessarily mean money. It may also mean, an audience, an email list that you can use to drive traffic to your, sales page and stuff like that. And then, of course, the third one is using paid ads right off the bat without taking that time to validate if the offer is proven to sell first. Okay? So those are the top 3 common pitfalls on launching a course. I have done it except the second one. So I've done the first one. I've invested in a lot of different platforms. I tell you, I've invested in a lot of different platforms because I felt that I need everything to be perfect, well designed, all of these beautiful landing pages and stuff like that before I can actually launch something. And then I've also tried to run ads. It's funny because I tried to run ads because I was about to go to Singapore, and I tried to run ads so that I can hold a workshop in Singapore, right? And that workshop is not proven to sell yet. I've not sold it before. And so it wasn't a lot of money, right? But then I still spent a good amount of money and time to actually learn how to do Facebook ads and figure it out and stuff like that. So it still cost me resources. So yeah. And then another thing, the reason why I added the second one is because it's something that I've observed in some of the Facebook groups that I'm in. They've built a full-blown webinar funnel right off the bat, and they were sharing stories in the Facebook group. And what stood out is that they spent so many things, right? Money, time, and effort, all of that stuff. And during the launch, they were not able to generate sales, zero, crickets, right? Yeah. So it's just, it wasn't a total waste because it then became a teachable moment. It's a learning experience, right? But then if there's a way to prevent it from happening, that's what this video is primarily about, to ensure that you don't go that route as well. Okay, so that's it, everybody. I hope you were able to gain some insights on things that you need to avoid when launching your first course. And I am so curious, out of these 3, which one have you which one of these have you personally experienced? And if there's something else that you've observed that first-time course creators or aspiring course creators make when they try to launch a course, feel free to drop them in the comments so that everybody gets to learn from everyone, right? So yeah, that's about it. That's what this video is about. If you like the vibe, if you like the insights that you're getting from these videos that I release every week, I would really appreciate it if you hit subscribe. You also want to click on that bell notification just so you get notified whenever I release a video. So I do release videos every single week. It's all about course creation, courses and launches, stuff like that. And so again, if you like the vibe, go ahead and hit subscribe. Until then, I'll see you next week.